Now next we will talk about 元杂剧. It was after long years of development that Chinese local opera, 元杂剧, came into being during the Yuan dynasty. It is a relatively matured form of opera, appropriately integrating music, singing, dancing, performing, and speaking.
The rise of Yuan Zaju made the Yuan dynasty the golden age of Chinese opera. Within less than 100 years, according to records, there were more than 200 recorded playwrights and more than 700 Zaju scripts. Yuan Zaju provided image of the social reality of that time from every aspect and expressed the people's wish of resisting the oppression and pursuit of happy life.
Guan Hanqing was the greatest and the most prolific playwright in the Yuan dynasty. He created 60 plays, of which 18 still exist. Most of them reflected on the misery and struggles of women at the bottom of the society and highly praised their wisdom and courage. His representative work, The Injustice to Dou Er, here in China we say Dou Er Yuan, is the best known of the Zaju tragedies.
It tells of a kind-hearted young woman named Dou Er, who was falsely accused and thrown into prison by local authorities and was finally sentenced to death. On the execution ground, she predicted that blood would be splashing and that it would snow in June with a great drought lasting for 3 years. As expressed, all of these prophecies came true. With an intense, tragical impression throughout the play, Guang Hanqing expressed his indignation and sympathy for the weak in society.
Wang Sifu was another renowned playwright of that period. Throughout his life, Wang had written altogether 14 plays, of which the West Chamber, we call it Xixiangji, was considered as the masterpiece in the history of Chinese drama.
The play, through the love story of Cui Yingying and Zhang Shang, highly praised their courage in the pursuit of a free marriage and in the opposition to feudal ethnics, covering that, quote, all those in love should be wedded.
Okay, may I tell you the meaning? In China, we call it 有情人终成眷属.
The main characters such as Cui Yingying, Zhang Shang, and Hong Yang are well known in China.
Yeah. Many plays of Yuan Zaju are still performed on stage, and some have been made into films and TV plays.
Next, we will talk about fiction in the Ming and Qing dynasties.
The Ming and the Qing dynasties witnessed great achievements in the creation of fiction. The representative works are Romance of the Three Kingdoms, 三国演义, Water Margin, 水浒传, Journey to the West, 西游记, and A Dream of the Red Mansion, 红楼梦. They have been celebrated for centuries for their rich historical and cultural significance.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms by Luo Guangzhong is the first complete historical novel in China. Based on history books and folk legends, the book describes the rise and fall of the three kingdoms of Wei, Shu, and Wu, and the complex political, military, and diplomatic struggles during that period. One main theme the writer wants to advocate is brotherhood.
In this novel, the author successfully created a number of impressive characteristics, such as Zhuge Liang, a strategist, cunning and suspicious Cao Cao, loyal and brave Guan Yu, and reckless Zhang Fei.
Water Margin by Shi Nai An tells the story of the rebellion of the 108 heroes at the end of the Northern Song dynasty. It is the first novel to deal with the subject matter of peasant revolts in China. During the peasant uprising, the rebellious heroes execute justice in the name of heaven by killing the rich and relieving the poor.
杀富济贫，替天行道。Episodes like 武松 strikes a tiger, 武松打虎 and 鲁智深 pulls out a willow tree, 鲁智深倒拔垂杨柳 remained vivid till today.
Journey in the West by Wu Chang'an is outstanding romantic work that is full of fantastic tales. It is generally recognized as a masterpiece about deities and spirits. The novel tells of the Tang Dynasty monk Xuanzang overcoming 81 difficulties and defeating various monsters and demons before finally reaching India, assisted by his 3 disciples, of course, the Monkey King, the 8-Commandment Pig, and Monk Sha.
Wu Cheng'en illuminated the intelligence, bravery, and loyalty of the Monkey King, the piety of Monk Xuanzang, the straightforwardness and good nature of the 8-Commandment Pig, and the kindness of Monk Sha. Some fantastic and thrilling tales from the novel are still popular with the children of China today. For example, the Monkey King creates havoc in heaven, 孙悟空大闹天宫, and the 8-Commandment Pig gets married at 高老庄 village. 猪八戒高老庄娶亲。
A Dream of the Red Mansions by Cao Xueqin can be regarded as the best Chinese classic novel. The writer was born into a noble and powerful family which later became poor. His novel describes the prosperity and decline of a large feudal family. The central thread of the novel is the tragic love story between Jia Baoyu and Lin Daiyu. Instead of just telling the love story, it explores the social origins of tragedy through probing deeply into the characters' minds and their complicated relationships.
There are more than 400 characters vividly depicted in this novel, like Wang Xifeng, Xue Baocai, and Qin Wen. With its fascinating scenario and superb language, the novel is really a panorama of the feudal society and has been considered an encyclopedia of Chinese literature.
Besides the 4 great classical novels, 3 volumes of words, and 2 volumes of slapping, they belong to townsfolk literature during this period.
金瓶梅 as a naturalistic novel composed in vernacular Chinese was published during the later Ming Dynasty. The Qing Dynasty saw the release of one collection of short stories, like Strange Tales from a Scholar's Studio, 聊斋志异, and the satirical novel The Scholars, 儒林外史. Tang Xianzu, he was called the Shakespeare of China, is a great playwright in the Ming Dynasty. He created 4 dreams in Linchuan, including
The Purple Hairpin,
紫钗记,
The Peony Pavilion,
牡丹亭,
Record of Handan,
邯郸记,
Record of Southern Bow.
南柯记. Among them, the most famous one is the Peony Pavilion. It tells a romantic love story of Du Liniang and Liu Mengmei, with its focus on love, beauty, relationship, and marriage.